Welcome back, friends. If you know me well, you today would say, Dawn, what's wrong? Why? Because, well, today I'm drinking tea. I did have a little coffee this morning, but today I've got me some tea with honey inside. Why? Well, let me tell you. I got to set this tea out of the way. So do you remember our Defemember journals that I started creating because I'm going to be sending 2 out? Well, I have the 2 that I'm sending out completed more. I added to them, and I don't want to show you them because I'm afraid that the people they're going to, those people might see this video. So what I'll do is I will show you the 2 that I am not sending out. Here they are. Here's the one. Now it does have this line here for the spine, but this is one that I have not done anything else with because I want to complete the other 2. And then this one is the other. So those 2 I have set aside in case somebody decides they want them. And once I finish these 2 journals for sending out, then I will come to these and I will choose some signatures and add them to it if nobody has claimed these. So these are the 2 not claimed. But with that being said, I wanted to use some tea bags in some of the pages I'm creating for the signatures for these other 2 journals. So I had to drink tea. Now, I'm going to see if I can do this without showing too much. I'm going to set these up here of these journals. See how it's not neutral at all? It is very, very green. And I did turn the inside thing into a pocket using a book page. And I am putting a few things down in the pockets to send to my swap partner. But I wanted to go over this with these tea bags and see maybe that might tone down this green a little bit. So when you have a tea bag that's flat, well, okay, let me start with this. Okay, you've got your tea in there, you make your tea, and then you take your tea bag and I press it real good and get the water out. And then I just set it on the counter and it sits there until it's fully dry. And then what I do is I open it like this, and these are usually connected. I very carefully undo it, and I get all the tea into a cup that I throw into my garden. Now, on the edges, we do need to pull off the, I don't know where it was attached, because it is kind of a thicker line, and I don't want that to be there. Now you could use your scissors, but see, like that one came off great. But I will trim off the edges here to make a little more of a straight line. So I'm going to do that with a few, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I have done that with, I think, enough. And now I have some watered down PVA glue. It's just Elmer's school glue. And I have a cup of water with a paintbrush in it. And if you know how to decoupage, that is basically what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll take the lid off of that. And I'm going to do one side at a time, I think. And I'll put a little glue here. And I want to get some of the water off the brush. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel, they both have their videos up now showing how they choose their papers for their signatures. So what I decided after watching their videos, which I will link them both in the description box below, I decided I too will create a playlist for my Defemember stuff. So I'll create that, and I'll leave that link in the description box as well. And then what I thought I would do is they are choosing out of their digitals, they're choosing a few pages to insert into the signatures that they're doing for each other. And so I thought I will do something very similar. I'm going to do one of their digitals in each signature. So what I'll do is for one of these journals, I will have 2 of Barbara's digitals and 2 of Luisa's. And then I'll do, again, I'll choose some for the other that I'm doing as well. All right, so we have that glued down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and put it on there, just like you would be using a napkin to do some decoupage. And just place that right over top. Okay. And then I want to come over to the other side. Now I can't show you the pages that I chose for these journals because, again, I don't want the ladies that are going to receive them to not be surprised. You know, if they watch my video, then they're going to know exactly what I did before they get it, and I don't want that. I want some surprise. So if they happen to stumble upon this video, ladies, you know who you are, then one of you, see, you don't know which one of you is going to get this. One of you will know that this could be in your journal. Now, I will be doing another page in the other journal, but I'm not going to show that. I'll do that off camera. Just, you know, for a little more surprise. And I'm cleaning the glue off this because I don't want it, you know, to stick. Now we can do this other side here and put that on. I actually want to do this top one next. And then the middle. Okay. Now here's where I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off, set it aside, and what I'll do is just dip in here, and I will start getting glue over top, just like you're decoupaging something. And now my hope is that once this glue dries, you will be able to see some of that jelly plate print below. I don't know how it's going to work. This is a total experiment. But I really like the texture of tea bags in journals. And so I thought, let's just experiment with you and see. So once you, I mean, obviously this has got 2 layers of glue on it. And so it will take a while to dry. But once you get all this glue here, you can use your hairdryer, or if you've got, say, a, oh gosh, what do you call that? A heat gun, an embossing gun. You could use that as well, but you want to be very careful not to hold it. If it's a heat gun, don't hold it in one spot for too long because you could burn the paper. I mean, it's paper, and paper does burn. So just be aware of that. I tend to use just my normal hairdryer, and it does have, you know, the low, medium, and high heat setting. So that way I know I'm not going to be torching the paper, and I can work inside without worrying that I'm going to burn my house down. Now, when you do this, it Unlike napkins, tea bags are stronger, so you can press down just to make sure you get good coverage and that it sticks. You don't have to worry like you would with napkins. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry, and then I will be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, here we are. It is dry. It is a little bit shiny because of that glue. And I will say, I do like how it gave it some grunge, and it did tone down the green some, but if you notice, not totally. And then we have these weird lines from where the tea bags overlapped. So I am kind of debating doing a little bit more to this. I've got some walnut stain, and there are raised bumps on here, and I'm just thinking, what if we just take this and gently press it down and rub all over here so it is a lot less green. It looks even more green in the camera still, but it's not. Now this does need to dry because I did wipe that walnut stain over it, and then I think it's good to go. And I just need to work on doing a page in the other journal. I'll show you what I chose and printed out, at least I'll show you two. So we have Woven Dreams from 49 Dragonflies and Whisper of Wings. And one of each of these will be going into the journals that I'm making. I don't want to show you any more because I want the surprise. But before I do that, they obviously need to be kind of made my own. I don't really like to use digitals as is. Usually I like to add something to them. So my thought was, first things first, let's add some gold splatters. I'm going to use this paintbrush and spray some water in there to make kind of a puddle. And we'll do this one first. Okay, and then I will need to let that sit to dry. But even just that gives it a little bit of a personal touch. So we'll set that aside to dry. And then let's do some on here. In some places, I want big puddles of this, and then some small splatters as well. That should do it. Okay. So we'll let those dry. And I think what I will do is I'm actually going to come back and do some other colors of splatters. And I was debating black, but now I'm thinking maybe some white. I don't know. We need to let these dry, and I will go from there. And as you can tell, I do need to trim off some of the edges as well. So go look through Barbara and Luisa's digitals, and then come back and tell me if you choose something in your journal, and let me know what it is. I really am interested to know what you find amazing. So until later, enjoy and have fun getting ready for Defemberember 2024. Bye, guys.